So you want to film your workouts, but you really don't know where to start or kind of how to tackle it. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 7 tips on how to film in the gym. Alright, so tip number 1 is to plan out what you are shooting. It can be super simple, like first shot, I want to show me arriving at the gym. Second shot, lifting the heavy weight. Third shot, successfully completing the workout. Fourth shot, showing off your gains in the mirror. Just have a step-by-step process on how you want to tackle it. Now, this may look different for different people, but some ways you can plan out what you're shooting is have a shot list, have a note section in your app that is just filled of what you want to tackle for the day. Just kind of go into it knowing where you want to start and what you want to get into. It makes things a heck of a lot easier, because if you kind of go into the gym not really knowing what you want to capture and what you want to shoot, you can get kind of scatterbrained and things can get messy, and then you're taking longer than you need to, etc., etc. So have a plan and stick to the plan. Tip number 2 is to understand that shooting takes time. Having to constantly break down and put back together a tripod in between sets is no easy thing to do, okay? It may be really simple. You can just go into the gym in 30 minutes and get what you want, but that's usually not the case. So just be mindful of that. Understand that it takes time. It's an art form, capturing the content that you want to do and also working out in itself. So you want to try to make sure that you can do both at the same time. So tip number 3 is really knowing what kind of gear you want to use. Right now I'm shooting with you guys from my camera. I have a DSLR, Sony ZV-1. When I first started working out in the gym, I used to only shoot with my phone. That was it. And phones definitely work, but there's some things I love about phones, some things I don't love. Things I love about it, it's small, it's compact, it can get the job done, it's usually not in the way. Things I don't like about shooting on my phone is I just can't see myself. I had to constantly go back and forth from me setting up the shot to getting the shot to seeing if I actually successfully captured it. I don't like that. With my camera, I can see myself. It's a mirrorless camera that extends out, so it's super easy to just look at myself and see exactly what I'm doing, which is what I prefer. In regards to gear, I understand for a lot of people, shooting in the gym can be very intimidating, especially when you have a tripod. But honestly, most people don't care, and if they do care, it doesn't matter. You're there to get the shot and get the job done. So just focus on that and make sure that you have all the gear that you need and just do it. No one's really tripping off of you, and if they are, it doesn't matter. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you are getting balanced coverage, okay? This is crucial for when you are creating a story, and I'll talk to storytelling more. But in general, you just want to make sure that you're getting multiple angles, multiple shots of the same thing. Honestly, it's just more interesting, it makes the shots more dynamic, and it makes your audience more engaged with you longer. Think about it. You could showcase you doing one exercise from one angle and you're completing it and your sweat's dripping down your face. That's great. But it's going to be a lot more dynamic if you show that same first angle, then you show it from the side, then you show it from the back, and then you combine all that footage together and kind of shoot it consecutively. So that's just the best way to go about it. Just make sure that you're getting balanced coverage, because no one wants to just look at you doing one thing at the same time. Tip number 5 is for you guys to really just think about the story that you want to tell. Storytelling across all social media, not just gym content, is honestly just going to perform better usually and make people connect with you more. So think about your story. Is your gym content meant to inspire? Is it meant to educate? Is it just meant to simply entertain people? But just go into it knowing what kind of story you want to tell. Sometimes I do really silly content where I'm showcasing me, someone who's newly to the gym, working out, doing something that someone's been doing for years. Sometimes I have more motivational content, like you'll see here. It's, text overlay with really inspiring to get you pumped. And the other time I'm just trying to show off my workout. So whatever it is for you, figure it out, but just always think about the story that you're trying to tell. You're the writer of your life, you're the director, you're the actor, main character energy. So just go into it knowing that it's about a story. Tip number 6 is review your shots. Now, could you imagine if I did this entire segment and you couldn't see me? That's why whenever you're shooting content, make sure that you review your shot. I know it could be a little bit time consuming. You're here trying to work out, trying to focus on that. But if you're gonna take the time to shoot your content, go and take the time to make sure that you got the shot. There's been countless times where I have shot content that I felt really good about, and then I just close my camera or my phone and I go home and I review the content and I find that I was not in frame, that it was blurry, it was out of focus, etc., etc. Always just go in and make sure that you review your shots. It takes a couple of seconds, but it's going to make a huge difference when you're in the editing room dealing with your content. So tip number 7, my very last tip, is be creative and make sure you're having fun. I know that sometimes shooting gym content can get tiring, especially in the midst of you trying to actually work out and improve your life. But if you're gonna take the time to do it, just have fun. Be creative, find inspo, look up things that inspire you, recreate it, do spoofs, just have something silly, do something you've never even seen before. Just make it fun. So some go-to shots that I always do is starting with a wide shot. It's just an establishing shot. It really just showcases the scene and what you're about to capture. Next one is a medium shot. You kind of get closer in. You're still within the frame, but it's more focused on you, less of what is the surrounding area. And last but not least is close-up. Close-ups are a great way to really just showcase emotion in the scene and really just set up to your audience, hey, I want you to pay attention to this. Because if you're having fun, more than likely your audience will have fun when they're watching it. So just go into it with that mentality. And yes, it's work. It can feel like a job sometimes, but make it the best freaking job ever. And you just want to show up day in and day out to continue to do it.